Hello friends, welcome back to this series of React.js. And in the previous video, as you know that we discussed about the React.js setup, that how you can set up your system for creating your very first application, React application. And we also saw the command. This was the command npm npx create React app application name. And we just created this. This was the test app, and this test app directory was created, and it is all about the complete application and with all the dependent libraries which has been created here. All the dependent libraries have been downloaded here. So let me tell you all the things about this directory structure that it gets downloaded and how it looks like. So let me just open your Visual Studio Code. I'm using the Visual Studio Code for writing the applications in React.js. So I'm just opening it and need to close the open folder, and this has been closed. And if I have to open my own folder, then what I need to do, I need to copy this path, and I just need to open the folder here, and I just need to give the name of that folder with the path name. So either do this or simply select explicitly. So once I will load it, you can see that all these files and all those directory structure, all that directory structure that is there with for this test app application, that is available here. So let's see that what all are these. So when we started downloading the libraries using the command npx, or you can say the npm, then in that case all the libraries which are needed for our React application, they came to this folder. The name of the folder is node modules. So in the node modules, you can see that all the types, Babel, I will tell you about the Babel what it is, and all these things are coming here. And you can see that there are a lot of libraries which are here, right? So this is the first time application that has been created. So what I will tell you that you can just download one application. You can just create first application for you, and you can keep that as a test application or a base branch application. And from this base application, you can just copy and paste, and you can create your own applications again and again, new applications again and again. Otherwise, if you will download every time this thing, then every time you will be able to see that this node modules are getting downloaded, right? So until some new thing comes up in the node modules, some new library comes up, or if you need some new libraries, then in that case only you need to install this, right? And that you can install using this package.json itself. So in the package.json, if you will see, here are the dependencies which are there. So if you have to add a new dependency here, if a new dependency you needed for your application, then in that case you can mention the new dependency. All these things we will discuss in coming videos. But as of now, just remember that this file, this package.json, contains all the dependencies which are available, as per which all the libraries are available inside this node modules folder. So this node modules folder contains all the libraries needed for your React application. Okay, and this second file is package log.json. This is all about the version management. You can see the very first line is all about the version management. So this is my first version. When I will create the second version of my application, when I will release the new version of my application, you can write something like 0.1.1 like that, right? So that can also be done. So this is all about the version management, and you can see that all the Babel and all the libraries that are needed, their name and their path has been given, like from where this library, this is the library, right? So from where this library will be resolved, that that particular URL has been given here, right? So all these things will be updated here. So what I would suggest you guys, that you don't need to install it again and again. I mean, don't need to run this command which I told you in the previous video. You don't need to run this command again and again. You just need to you just need to download it once and treat it as a base application for your use. And after that, you just keep copy and do the paste, and just update it as per your needs, right? So I'm just removing it right now. So that you can do, right? You can just create a simple application. You can just download a simple application using the npx command, and then you can create your own applications again and again by copying and pasting it, right? If you have your own GitHub, Bitbucket, then there as well you can just simply copy and paste all these things. You can simply check in, you can simply push the changes to the Bitbucket, right? So this is what you can do to avoid again and again installing all these node modules, right? So this was the node module where all the files are kept. Now let us explore the other things. So the other things are like this public folder. You can see that this is the Favy icon. This is the icon which you are able to see on the top left corner here. Like suppose this is the WhatsApp online. So this is the logo for this is the icon for the application, right? So this will be the default icon for my React application, which is visible here, right? You can, if you want to change, you can change it. You can have your own favicon.icon here, and you can use that one. And where that is used inside this index.html, right? As you are already aware that index.html is the very first file, which is the default file, which simply shows you the very first page of your web application, right? So this index.html contains the reference to the favicon.ico. So let's see where it is. So here it is. Yeah, here you can see that here it has given the icon reference in the head, and it's favicon.ico. If you want to use some other icon, you can give the name here, or you can simply copy paste some other icon with some other name, with the same name, right? So this index.html is the main page which will be displayed to you, right? And there are the logos. This is the logo. This is the other logo, the bigger logo, and this is the manifest file. This manifest file can be updated for installation of your React application on the as a desktop application or as a mobile application. So if you are installing your React application as a as a desktop application or as a mobile application, those instructions you can give here, right? And apart from that, we will discuss about this later. What is this robots.txt? This is not important as of now. Apart from that, I have already told you about this package.json, log.json. You can see that these are the library paths that it will fetch. And this is the README. And you know what is README? README is all about the instructions or help about your application that your application user might be must be aware of, or he might need to refer it. So in that case, you need to add the new information, add the extended information here in the README. And what is this gitignore? This gitignore is that file which contains all those file names, all those folders names which need to be ignored when your application code is getting pushed into the Bitbucket or any repository where you are putting your code, right? So this gitignore is used for that, right? You might have used the git commands. I'm not going to tell you about what is git. I'm just telling you that Bitbucket is a repository where we used to push our changes in the repository. So that repository, if you want to ignore some folders, some files, then in that case you can simply mention those files and folders here in the gitignore. Okay, and let's move to the src folder. So this src folder is the main folder where you will write your own modules and all those things. So this app.css, this application is basically the application level file. Application level is a global level, so which is the top level, which is referring to your application, and this CSS is the cascading style sheet for your application level changes, for your application level JS file, and this is the test instructions, how to test your application. And this index.css, this is not the global one. This is not for the global one. This is for this index.js. This is for the internal index.js. As per this internal index.js, this index.html will be updated. From here, you update this index.html. How you do that and how these things are done, how you run your application, that I will tell you in the next video, right? This is the logo information, that from where you will get the logo and all those things. And this service worker, this is something using which you can access your website in the offline mode. And this is altogether a separate topic. You cannot understand it in just one video. This is altogether a separate topic. It's an advanced concept, the service worker concept, and this is used when you want to access your application, your web application in the offline mode. Okay, So this was all about the folder and directory structure and the important instructions that I wanted to convey to you. And apart from that, setup test.js, this is all about how you can test your applications using the testing libraries. That all these things we will see in the coming videos, how you can do that. Once you will learn the basic applications, how to create the basic applications in the React.js, then only you will be able to run these things as well, right? So we will cover a lot many things in the React.js. Be with me and keep learning with me, and there are many videos which are there on the channel, and if you are interested in the AngularJS as well, you will be able to see one playlist for the AngularJS as well. If you are interested in the React Native, then very soon one of my friend is going to put the videos, going to publish the videos related to the React Native as well, right?